Geiger. Welcome to No Movies in Hell.
I'm LaClaw Scott, and today we are reviewing Avatar: The Way of the Water, or Avatar 2.
Which has been nominated for Best Picture.
Yes. Yeah. What were your initial thoughts of this film?
So the promos have been out for a long time. You've been seeing trailers for months. The first trailers did not mention James Cameron at all. It's just the images, the little clips of dialogue. I thought it looked terrible. Like visually, it's very pretty, but it's no interest in seeing it at all. Then they changed up the trailer because the trailers were running for so long, and it said directed by James Cameron. I was like, well, okay, maybe it'll be okay. And then I didn't now I'm out of the country and I have limited options if I want to go see a movie that in English. Avatar is one of them. So I went to see it. It's over 3 hours long. And the story is only about an hour and a half at best. Like it is an hour and a half movie that took over 3 hours. And it wouldn't have even been a good hour and a half movie with just that storyline. I don't know. How did you feel?
So I agree. I did not want to see this film at all. I was dragged to go see it shortly after the holiday. I saw the first one only once in the theater. I think it was like Lincoln Center, my first IMAX film. Was like, okay, this is fine. I don't understand what all the hoopla is about. And so this one, I was just like, I think it was the early morning, 3 hour movie. I kind of tried to settle in. I don't know if film is the best medium for it. Maybe a television series because you get introduced to more characters. I did not rewatch the first one, so I had to adjust my bearings a little bit with the story and what was going on. Then it was off, and it was so I started to notice, parts that could have been cut out of the movie, epic fight scenes, and there were a lot of them, and new creatures, and exploitation, and all these fun things. And yeah, I was just like, okay, this is great. We're ending on a weekend song, and everybody feels good. Okay.
Right. There's another one coming out, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's see, now I'm two movies in though. I feel like I'll probably have to go see the third one just because of my own insane completist tendencies.
You just want to finish it.
I know. I'll end up punishing myself and when it turned into Titanic, that's when I was just like, no, what is happening right now? But I mean, they've been training or they've been with this group of aquatic people for however long they've been there, training themselves to breathe underwater. That fight could have been over in 6 minutes if he had just grabbed the guy and taken him underwater.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many shortcuts that could have been implemented. I mean, first off, the guy is wanted by the military and he persists. He's in constant danger and putting his family at risk too. So it's wouldn't you think that you should battle this on your own and not expose your family, more or less other innocent people in this world, to fight your battles? And then the bad guy is becoming the blue guy.
Thank goodness they put them in those camouflage vests. Otherwise, during the fight scenes, I'm like, why are they?
Who would you know? It could have been an RR situation where the bears were fighting. They didn't know who they were fighting.
Right, definitely. Yeah, I was, not happy, but it's over now. I can look back at it and say I have climbed that mountain. I imagine if I ever tried to climb whatever, Kilimanjaro or some mountain, that during the process I would be miserable. And then afterwards, I'd be like, oh, good, I'm done. I did that. Like, I'm through it.
Oh, wow. We gave it the exact scores.
I mean, you have to give it the production quality. You have to give it the special effects. Like, we saw it in 3D.
Yes.
So, and the 3D was very crisp. Like, a lot of times when you watch 3D, it's sort of fuzzy around the edges. But
Yes.
this was very well done. So props for that. And I mean, there's a reason why it's nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah.
It's not the plot, so it's got to be something else.
Yeah, it is a fabulous looking movie. And even like the Sigourney Weaver, tiny Sigourney Weaver character is very much like that person that takes you through kind of the special effects and like all the technical things that are really cool, whereas everybody else is just like regular fighting with guns. Yeah, that's the person that's kind of vibing out and really taking in everything so that you can get to see the special effects. And yeah, I think it's great. I think there's a lot of technical achievement, but I mean, everything out the story wise, the dialogue was terrible. The checkoffs that were in place there with, the whale is harmless, and then it goes off and goes on a tear against everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. There were many issues. Will you see the next one?
Probably. I think like you, it's like if I'm one or two, especially two, there's two things I'm into. And then I kind of feel like I have to watch the third or fourth one. I can't think of something off the top of my head where I'm like, okay, I'm fully invested. I have to now be fully invested because I need to see how this ends.
Right. Do we know when the next one's coming out?
I think next year. So they filmed 2, 3, and 4, I think together or subsequently, so that it was easier to get out because we've had a 12-year lapse since the first one.
All right.
And I hear that they're fire people, so they're
Oh,
hitting all the elements.
I'll need to mentally prepare myself in advance. So good to know that it is next year. The other thing that I was like, why are the forest people blue and the water people green?
Yeah.
Anyway, these are mysteries that will elude me for probably the rest of my life.
There's some like fan fiction person that will be able to articulate the world of Avatar to us at some point. There are people out there.
I believe you. I totally do. Do you have anything to plug in this episode?
I just thought about this. We are, I think the Oscar announcements have happened, and I think we covered a majority. I'd say like 95% of the films that are nominated. So happy to re-engage everyone with our reviews.
Awesome. I know I was making a list as they were making the nominations of the things that I hadn't seen to try to get those in. Fortunately, yes, because of this, I've seen a lot more than I think I've ever seen in years prior. Good news. All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.